Just what everyone asked for. Parking lots closing. I'm Keaton Phillips with more on why a big section of parking is now closed for a significant period of time.
There's a new team representing Mississippi State University. I'm Bailey Pulliam, and I caught up with a group that is representing their university in a classic rivalry and giving some an experience that they've never had.
This popular e-cigarette brand might be taking some of its products off the shelves. I'm Emily Lively with more information coming up.
Welcome to Take 30 News. I'm Amber Dodd.
And I'm Bailey Pulliam. Multiple media outlets have declared support for CNN in its legal fight against the White House this week, and the first hearing was yesterday. On November 7th, CNN correspondent Jim Acosta's access to the White House was reportedly suspended because he refused to give up a microphone to an intern after a dispute with President Trump during a press conference. According to CBS News, CNN filed a lawsuit asking the court for an immediate restraining order requiring the pass to be returned to Acosta and will seek permanent relief as part of the process. Fox News filed a friend of the court brief in support of CNN's lawsuit. Fox News anchors and shows are typically supportive of the Trump administration. However, President Jay Wallace said in a statement, quote, "While we don't condone the growing antagonistic tone by both the president and the press at recent media avails, we do support a free press, access, and open exchanges for the American people." Other news organizations, including CBS News, NBC News, the New York Times, the Associated Press, the Washington Post, and more, have said they would file an amicus brief in support of CNN. The judge said that he would have a ruling today. A tour bus overturned in DeSoto County yesterday, leaving 2 people dead and 44 injured. The bus, operated by Teague VIP Express, departed from Huntsville, Alabama, and overturned about 40 miles south of Memphis. According to 7KPLC News, the 2 victims have been identified as 70-year-old Betty Russell and 61-year-old Cynthia Harden of Huntsville. Authorities said firefighters had to climb through the bus roof to free passengers. All 44 survivors were taken to hospitals, and 3 of them are in serious condition. A replacement bus was sent to pick up any passengers in good enough shape to go home. The DeSoto County Sheriff's Department said highways in the area are slick because of sleet. Funeral arrangements have been set for Greenville High School football player Jeremiah Williams. The 16-year-old died on November 9th after fracturing 2 vertebrae in his neck while making a tackle in a game against Madison Central. Visitation will be held Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. at Bias Funeral Home in Greenville, with the burial following on Saturday at 2 p.m. at Oak Lawn Cemetery. A GoFundMe has raised over $45,000 to help Williams' family pay for medical expenses. The city of Greenville also proclaimed today, November 15th, as Jeremiah Williams Day. A Starkville priest is at the center of an investigation involving a series of fraudulent activities believed to be covered up by church leaders in Jackson. According to a 37-page report filed Friday by the Department of Homeland Security, Reverend Lennon Vargas Gutierrez, pastor of St. Joseph Parish in Starkville, is accused of lying about being diagnosed with cancer and soliciting money from church members for treatment. According to the report, Vargas was diagnosed with HIV in 2014, but told parishioners he had been diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. He created a GoFundMe account and raised over $9,000. The money was supposed to pay for a trip to Canada where he would receive treatment. The Clarion Ledger is reporting that Vargas did indeed go to Canada, but he went to visit a sexual addiction facility for priests, not for cancer treatment. Vargas also claimed he was raising money for an orphanage in Mexico and reportedly collected over $33,000 from the parishioners. The report says that most of the money was spent on personal expenses, and there is no record of Vargas helping a Mexican orphanage. The Diocese of Jackson sent an email saying that Vargas would be leaving for treatment for a few months, according to Homeland Security. The Diocese of Jackson is now believed to have furthered Vargas's cancer story by not mentioning that he was not going away for cancer treatment. The Diocese of Jackson released a statement saying they are cooperating with this investigation and that Vargas has been removed from all administration, both pastoral and financial. They cannot comment on Vargas's health. Bishop Joseph Kopax of Jackson was also recently included in the grand jury investigation report about child sex abuse by priests in 6 dioceses in Pennsylvania. Catholic Church leaders have said its Mississippi and Alabama offices will release the names of the clergy members accused of sexually abusing minors. The Archbishop of Mobile, Alabama, said in a statement that each of the 4 dioceses in Mississippi and Alabama will report the names of those who were removed from ministry after being accused of abuse. The list will date back to 1950. He did not say when the list will be made public. A popular form of e-cigarettes among MSU students has recalled many of its products. With more information on that, we go over to reporter Emily Lively.
Thanks, Bailey. The company Juul has made a major announcement that they will be discontinuing the selling of some of its most popular e-cigarette flavors. Many other tobacco companies are following along as well, trying to protect their tobacco products from getting into the wrong hands. In November 2018, tobacco companies were issued a major warning by the FDA to make their e-cigarettes less appealing to minors by giving companies 60 days to prove their product is out of reach of today's youth. One of those brands is known as Juul. Juuls resemble the shape of a flash drive, and their pods come in a package that you pop them out like a piece of gum. Once you remove the old cartridge, you insert the new one and continue smoking. They use a USB to charge and can be used on a computer or a wall block.
I went from smoking cigarettes to not wanting to smoke cigarettes anymore once I started the Juul.
Juuls cost $17.11 in Starkville, where the average pack of cigarettes costs $6. One Juul pod contains the same amount of nicotine as an entire pack of cigarettes. This past Tuesday, Juul announced that they will no longer be selling their flavored pods in stores. Mango, fruit medley, creme brulee, and cucumber Juul pods will only be sold online through a secure website that you must be 21 years old to purchase, regardless of local laws.
Yeah, I do think Juuls are too available for younger kids. I mean, you can get them at 18 years old, and everybody has them now, and it's a lot of people who don't smoke cigarettes, which is what the product's intended for.
Tobacco giant Altria has announced that their company now supports the federal legislation to raise the purchasing age of tobacco and its products to 21 years old.
I've been to Oregon and Colorado, and in both states, you have to be 21 in order to buy a tobacco product. So that's a better influence. You don't see as many high schoolers or junior high kids running around with them.
The company Juul says the 4 flavored pods, mango, fruit medley, creme brulee, and cucumber, are the most common flavor choices among children. Juul hopes that these changes will help keep underage children away from tobacco and its products until they are of legal age to purchase it. Back to you, Bailey.
Thanks, Emily.
Coming up after a quick break, it's chilly outside. We've got to know to see what to do to keep safe. You're watching Take 30 News.
A baby's arrival can be one of the most exciting times in a family's life. It can also be one of the most anxious, especially if the child's development is hindered by medical challenges that create more questions than answers. At Mississippi State University, we're groundbreakers in the study of CHARGE syndrome, a genetic condition that leads to a host of life-threatening birth defects. Our research teams are uncovering breakthroughs in treatment and prevention with a goal of greater understanding that leads to better care. We're also providing crucial support resources for parents and helping physicians around the globe gain awareness so symptoms can be detected and addressed earlier. By engaging in this innovative analysis and therapy, we're not only improving outcomes, we're unlocking brighter futures.
This past weekend, Starkville's Cotton District felt like a ghost town due to the rain and cold weather coming in. On Wednesday, the temperature remained in the 30s with slight wind and rain showers throughout the day. This weekend, the highs are in the 60s with lows at night dropping back down to the low 40s. With doors closed to keep warm on the inside and bartenders sitting down waiting on a customer to arrive, many businesses in the district tried their best to defeat the cold. With heaters and drink specials to warm you from the inside out, bar managers are looking to keep their businesses busy for the remaining month of the semester.
We expect to see a drop in business here in the Cotton District. Just things are, we have a lot smaller buildings and more open doors, so it tends to be a little colder in our bars this time of the year. We actually have heaters that we intend to put outside, outdoor heaters, so that will help some. And then we also will do more specials on wintertime type drinks, specifically whiskey.
The cold temperatures are likely here for the rest of the season, and the Starkville Fire Department has some fire safety tips if you plan on using a space heater. The fire department says you should always keep combustibles at least 3 feet away from your heater. You should always be in the room while using your heater and plug it directly into a wall outlet. Starkville Fire Department also says you want to make sure your space heater is sitting on a firm, flat surface and has an auto shut-off function. Many students were frustrated when they came to campus only to find that a large section of gravel parking had been closed off to prepare for upcoming construction. Take 30's Keaton Phillips has more on why this is happening.
If you've driven near the south side of campus lately, you've probably noticed the huge fenced-off area where there used to be parking. The university says that this closure is due to the construction of a new departmental building for the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, who are currently located in Walker Hall. For students who previously parked in these spots, there is a new gravel lot nearby, and Director of Parking and Transit Services, Jeremiah Dumas, says that this makes up for all the lost spots due to the construction.
Now, the old lot, or the building itself, actually sits on a resident south and a commuter east area. And so the new lot is a combination of commuter east and resident south, so we didn't have room to separate both of them. But yeah, there's basically the same amount of space in both of those as there was in the new lot as there was the 2 that were lost.
This new gravel lot is immediately to the east of the fencing, and it is accessible by the same entrance that led to the commuter east parking. There will be construction within this lot over the next week or so, creating a second entrance, but it is already open for students to park in. This construction won't be going away anytime soon, however. Mr. Dumas told me that it is estimated that the building will take 18 months to complete. I'm Keaton Phillips for Take 30 News.
Once the construction is complete, both gravel lots will be open for parking. Up next, how MSU supported those who serve our country this Veterans Day. This is Take 30 News. We'll be right back.
We all depend on accurate weather forecasts to plan our day. That's why Mississippi State University is teaching students to forecast the future using real-world news sets as classrooms, putting scientific discoveries in meteorology to the test, while honing on-air reporting skills real-time with local TV stations. And we do it so well that at any given moment across the country, 1 in 3 weather forecasts are being delivered by MSU-trained meteorologists who are helping people make crucial decisions that impact their safety, working to ensure business continuity, and in many cases, saving lives. Predicting the future? That's what we're preparing for every single day, so that you can prepare for your day.
Get a visit from modern business icon. Julia Cheek, the CEO of Everlywell, is the highest recorded earner of a stake in the history of Shark Tank at 8 million % of $1 million. Her Texas-based company comes after a failed medical checkup and misdiagnosis. She will be making her way to McCool Halls to speak with business majors and candidates. She will first have lunch in McCool 101 from 12:30 to 3 p.m., then host a talk about her journey to encourage students in Taylor Auditorium at 3:30 p.m. Students are encouraged to see Cheeks as she will be the final segment of the Distinguished Speakers Program this semester, a program set in place in 2005. Most speakers will continue next semester.
It would give me kind of an outline or a path to follow throughout my years that I'll be here, majoring in my business major and at Mississippi State University. It gives me
Very own drill field was named after the school's military history on Veterans Day, and there is much to celebrate around MSU's campus. Take 30's O'Malley Norbert has the story.
The GV Sonny Montgomery Center for America's Veterans at MSU invited those on and off campus to a ceremony honoring the nation's veterans this past Monday.
Though Veterans Day was Sunday, the university continued the celebrations into Monday through their Veterans Recognition Ceremony. The university's celebrations will continue throughout the week and conclude at this weekend's football game versus Arkansas, where the team will be wearing gray jerseys in honor of Sonny Montgomery, who is an MSU graduate and also served in the U.S. House of Representatives and Congress. Dr. Mark Keenum spoke at MSU's annual ceremony honoring the nation's veteran. The ceremony was supposed to be held outside, but was moved in because of weather. The ceremony was held in Folks Auditorium in the Culver Student Union. There were many in attendance at the ceremony, including members of MSU's ROTC program, community member veterans, MSU faculty and staff veterans, and family and friends of veterans. Dr. Keenum began with talking about the history of MSU and our ties with veterans back in the beginning of the school's days, and went on to discuss many of the awards and honors MSU has received regarding our relationships with military programs. The university is a Purple Heart University for our outstanding recognition for our veterans. We also received the 2018 Military Friendly Schools Gold Medal, as well as received the Military Spouse Recognition Award.
For more information on ROTC scholarships or similar events held around campus, check out www.armyrotc.msstate.edu.
After the break, we've got Mississippi State football and the Egg Bowl like you've never seen it before. Take 30 Sports is next.
We all depend on accurate weather forecasts to plan our day. That's why Mississippi State University is teaching students to forecast the future using real-world news sets as classrooms, putting scientific discoveries in meteorology to the test, while honing on-air reporting skills real-time with local TV stations. And we do it so well that at any given moment across the country, 1 in 3 weather forecasts are being delivered by MSU-trained meteorologists who are helping people make crucial decisions that impact their safety, working to ensure business continuity, and in many cases, saving lives. Predicting the future? That's what we're preparing for every single day so that you can prepare for your day.
There are only 2 weeks left in the Mississippi State football regular season, and the Egg Bowl is next week. However, the Access program here at Mississippi State hosted their own Egg Bowl here at the Sanderson Center. They hosted the Ole Miss Rebels in a flag football game, and these players were playing for more than just a trophy. This is the 5th year of the game, and the Unified Egg Bowl gives an opportunity for those with learning disabilities who have never had the chance to participate in athletics their time under the lights. Trey Allen is a helper for the Access program, and this was his 2nd year working the event.
They have a core group that helps support them go throughout college and learn how to be independent students and independent workers by the time they get out of here.
The students take the event as seriously as any other sport, having their own combine and creating their own team. Cameron Jones played on the Bulldogs team, and he walked me through the team's preparation.
We would come practice out in the mornings and then have fun doing scrimmages and plays, and that's how we got ourselves into this game, and I think it was a great job for doing that.
The final score was Ole Miss 25, Mississippi State 16. However, as Cameron shows us, the game was never about the scoreboard.
It was so much fun. I mean, I've been a Mississippi State fan since I was little. My dream was to come here, and it happened, and I played a great game tonight.
It was a great game from all of the athletes and a great atmosphere for the fans.
Once one of the Access students gets a touchdown or scores a shot, it's like the crowd shuts down. Everyone goes crazy, and it's such a fulfilling moment because it's like most Access students just desire to be treated normal.
In their quest to be normal, we all see them as extraordinary. The event is usually played outdoors, but was moved inside to the Sanderson due to the weather. This past weekend, Mississippi State was on the road to face the Crimson Tide of Alabama. The Tide is ranked number 1 in the nation, and they showed why Saturday. Alabama received the opening kickoff and scored on their first drive. Mississippi State was unable to answer, and Alabama scored on their next possession as well. The Bulldog defense then settled in, allowing only one other touchdown, going into halftime 21-0. The Bulldogs played better in the second half, but were unable to find the end zone. The final score was Alabama 24, Mississippi State 0.
Man, what can I say? It's hard to go to Tuscaloosa at home and win a football game. I got to give it to my dogs, though. You know, we played a hard game. The first 2 quarters, they were tough. We went in at halftime, licking our wounds. And when we came back out, our defense played really good football. Had only we played as good a football in the first quarter as we did in the second quarter, we probably would have had better odds of winning.
Emma game also sparked outrage among MSU fans and even other SEC fans. One of Alabama's first offensive plays was a fumble by running back Damian Harris, but he was said to have been down before losing the ball. The play was not reviewed. After that, MSU had 2 apparent touchdowns taken away by penalties. A touchdown pass to Kylan Hill was taken back by a block in the back penalty on Dedrick Thomas. The second one was negated by a delay of game. According to the Dispatch, all of this prompted Mississippi State Director of Athletics John Cohen to contact the coordinator of football official Steve Shaw and SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey. Cohen said he was assured that Saturday's game is being fully reviewed. Entering our final home game for the 2018 season, the 25th ranked Bulldogs look on to take the unranked Arkansas Razorback. Prior to the kickoff, 20 senior football players will be recognized before the game. That includes starting quarterback Nick Fitzgerald, defensive end Montez Sweat, and running back Eris Williams. Arkansas, with only 2 wins this season, will have a lot to answer to on the field. Back in early September, an Arkansas fan spray-painted the bully statue in front of Davis Wade red with Saturday's date 11/17 and Woo Pig written on the side.
I'm pretty excited about this game. I mean, it's the last game for seniors, so I'm sure the emotions will be pretty high. Arkansas is not a very good team. They have talented players, but they're not nearly as good as we are. So we should definitely beat them fairly well. But I mean, it is an SEC game, so at the end of the day, it could be very close.
Vic Schaefer took his Bulldog team up north to face the legend new head coach Tina Thompson and the Virginia Cavaliers. Tierra McCowan earned her 2nd straight double-double of 12 rebounds and 12 points. Forward Chloe Bibby poured in 13 points and 6 rebounds. Cavalier guard Dominique Toussaint was the leading scorer for Virginia, marking up 19 points and 3 rebounds. Mississippi State moved to 2-0 after the 72-44 win over Virginia.
Really proud of how we came out in the first half and played. I thought that's the best half we've played all season, all practice, all anything. We really, I thought we had a lot of energy. I thought we played extremely well. I thought we executed. We only had 3 turnovers, I think, at halftime. and we got good shots and we got our shots.
We're going to go back over to Amber here for the rest of our news.
The students here at Mississippi State had an exciting night last Friday. Rides, games, fun, and a whole lot of fun. This past Friday, Mississippi State Student Association hosted a free carnival for MSU students and staff. The carnival was located at the Newell Grissom building on campus. The carnival was hosted to continue the tradition the Student Association started last year. It was a time for these students to relax and enjoy their time here at State.
I had so much fun at the carnival. I've never been able to go before, but I've always wanted to. It's always been too far away. So I'm really glad that Mississippi State brought the carnival to me. And my favorite ride was the Ferris wheel because I got to see all of campus from a different view, and that was really cool.
Overnight, social media exploded with a prank involving a 25-pound turkey. Take a look at this. This image circulated around social media yesterday, challenging users to text their mother and ask her how long it takes to microwave a 25-pound turkey and share her response. Responses we saw varied from moms Googling turkey tips to immediately calling their kids. Our producer today asked her mom how long to microwave a 25-pound turkey last night, getting a response of, "You're joking, right?" and "No." As Thanksgiving approaches, safety is something to keep in mind. Here are some safety tips if you choose to deep fry your turkey this holiday season. According to State Farm, you want to keep your fryer off of decks, out of garages, and away from trees. The insurance company also says it is important to be sure your bird is completely thawed before cooking. A turkey that is 8 to 10 pounds is a safe size for frying, and State Farm suggests avoiding a turkey over 12 pounds. They also recommend you skip the stuffing when frying a turkey.
That's all the time we have tonight. Be sure to realize that we do not have a show because it's Thanksgiving break. I'm Amber Dodd.
And I'm Bailey Poyam. See you in 2 weeks.